everyone! This video is about 25 informative instructional drills in table tennis. So the first drill is the forehand and backhand drive. So forehand drive is an attacking stroke played with a small amount of topspin. It is a drive shot and not a topspin loop. The forehand drive is played against long or medium height, topspin or float balls. You can play a forehand drive of a short ball, that would be a flick, and you can play a forehand drive of a backspin ball that would go into the net. The forehand drive is usually played from the forehand side, but players are also encouraged to use their forehand drive against balls that come to their middle. Advanced players will even sometimes move around to play a forehand drive from their backhand side if they see the ball early enough. The backhand drive is an attacking stroke played with a small amount of topspin. It is a drive shot and not a topspin loop. The backhand drive is played against long or medium length, topspin or float balls. You can play a backhand drive of a short ball, that would be a flick, and you can play a backhand drive of a backspin ball, that would be go into the net. The backhand drive is primarily played from the backside. Generally encouraged to play back short from their forehand side, as there can lead to poor technique and the forehand is
Topspin is produced by starting your stroke below the ball and brushing your racket tangentially against the ball at above its equator in an upward and forward motion. You can impact more topspin onto the ball if you use a fast stroke action, a tangentially brushing action of your rubber on the ball. Above the equator, a reverse rubber with good friction properties. When you impart topspin onto the ball, the upward spin increases the downward pressure on the ball, so that after it bounces on the table, it will stay low and accelerate forward. When a topspin stroke makes contact with your opponent's racket, the topspin will cause it to rebound in an upward direction. A backhand drive is an attacking shot. It's played with a little bit of topspin, but mainly it's a flat hit and can be very powerful. When should you play a backhand drive? You normally play a backhand drive close to the table when your opponent's return is a little high.
Falkenberg drill. This drill builds the ability to move across the ping pong table and come back for a backhand. Have your practice partner place the first and second ping pong ball on your backhand corner. You play it first with your backhand, then with your forehand. The third ball goes to your forehand corner. Skip over to play the forehand and then the sequence starts over. The exercise is made up of sequence of 1 steps. The feet never cross over and all movement is made by skipping with both legs simultaneously. Backhand flick. The flick is an attacking stroke against a short ball, using mostly the wrist and forearm. The starting position is the same as for the short push, so that the player can alter the direction, speed, and spin as well as to flick or push the ball short or long with a quick change of the wrist. The flick will use more of an upward brushing action against backspin, while the stroke is more of an upward brushing action against backspin, while the stroke is more horizontal against nose spin, side spin, or top spin. Backhand top spin is performed in front of your body. To do it properly, you need to drop your ball down and folding your abdomen. The advantage of backhand top spin is the speed. It is not as powerful as the forehand attack, but with a backhand drive or backhand attack, you can control the pace of the game.
Footwork. There are 2 main footwork patterns in table tennis, the side to side and in and out. In footwork, it is important to always keep your weight on your toes such that your weight is going forwards. The bending of your knees is also essential to lower the center of gravity and to give you better balance.
The other really important part about footwork is to make sure that when you're actually hitting the ball that you have stopped. So now let's focus on move, stop, hit. Move, stop and hit. Move, stop, hit. Move, stop, hit. Move, stop, hit. Move, stop, hit.
The modern game of table tennis is dominated by players who has an attacking, offensive style of play with very fast, aggressive shots. So, one of the ways to counterattack these aggressive shots, it is use the table tennis technique of blocking the ball. The block stroke normally used when the approaching ball is moving very quickly towards you with heavy top spin. And the purpose of this stroke is to catch your opponent out of position and reduce the time available for them to play their next shot. The forehand block in table tennis is a more defensive shot, used to control incoming speed and spin shots from your opponent. It is an extremely useful shot for when the ball from your opponent is too strong to stop spin or counter-attack and you have less time to play your stroke.
The lob is the main offensive weapon in a modern table tennis. It is a heavy topspin shot done by grazing the ball in an upward and forward direction. This allows the player to loop at speeds that, without the topspin, the ball would probably not hit the table. A cope is essentially a bigger, heavier slice taken well back from the table. The racket face points primarily horizontally, perhaps a little bit upward, and the direction of the stroke is straight down. The object of defensive cope is to match the top spin of the opponent's shot with your own racket speed.
Basically, there will be two main ways of holding: traditional way and modern way. In the modern way, there are three variants developed by living legends of the world table tennis like Ma Lin, Wang Hao, Xu Xin. And here we will go to learn in ideas how to hold it right. What are the strengths and weaknesses of each grips? Curl fingers. Many traditional pin holders play like this. You curl your fingers as support, which maximize the flexibility of wrist, make blocking with one side easier. But this style has a disadvantage that make your forehand stroke unstable, the same with backhand stroke or RPB, backhand drive. This is the example of block. This is the example of tactics in real game. Ma-length grip, which use straighten your supporting finger and use one finger as support. The style stabilize the forehand stroke a bit more compared to the above. Let you do RPB better, also give your nice flexibility to play short game. This is the example of chop block like Ma-lin. This is the example of powerful forehand. This is the example of counter loop of the bounce. The example of forehand flick. Wang Hao's grip. You use two fingers as support to have more consistent backhand. The style is the most balanced for forehand and backhand. This is the example of backhand drive. This is the example of backhand top spin. this the example of backhand flick? The example of tactics in real game. Su grip. The style has the most consistent forehand, but someone disdains you to play RPB as if stiffen your wrist. You use 3 finger as support. The example of forehand drive. The example of forehand topspin. Tactics in real game.
So, good day everyone. So, for today, I will going to discuss about the multiple table tennis drills. So, multiple table tennis drills simulates a topspin rally of many shots. The ball feed is at exactly the right quality to test the player's movement and to create a forehand offensive shot rapidly wherever possible. So, the coach is very attentive to the quality of the player's movement and shot quality. Anything not up to the requirement standard is immediately commented upon. Multiple techniques is a great way to improve your game and to develop as a player. So it's hard to master as you have to keep up with the intensity of the balls coming at you and the different placements that they ball. So, but once you do so, if you're going to play this game, so watch your table tennis game skyrocket and take different forms including your fitness and shots. So you will notice the difference in a competitive match. So the way your footwork improves, it getting to the ball and your shots will become much more aggressive. So let's proceed to the robot table tennis drill. So the use of table tennis robot can be of a great benefit provided that you use it properly and avoid a couple of pitfalls waiting to trap the unwary. So let's take a look at how to get the most out of your table tennis robot. Robots are great at putting the ball into the same location
over and over again. So this makes them ideal for practicing your technique or learning new strokes. So since you can rely on the ball being returned to the same spot, and you can focus on getting your stroke right. So the best human partner is not as reliable as your typical robot. So plus you get the benefit of the fact that the robot will still put another ball on the right spot. Even if you make a mistake and miss the ball or hit the ball of the table, so which is the something a human partner can do. So if you play these games, this robot table tennis, be careful. So be careful when mastering a new skills or stroke on a robot. So because you can hit so many balls in a session on a robot. So it is very easy to groove and incorrect techniques if you are not performing the stroke properly. So make sure you are using good techniques on each stroke. So both multi-ball and robot training is a good complement to other training. So even the multi-ball and the robot training might look alike. So they are different, no? So multi-ball gives a better training effect than the robot. So with multi-ball, you get immediately feedback from a trained coach. You have more flexibility. Of course, multi-ball requires a coach or an experienced partner. So multi-ball puts more demands and resources and timing. So while you don't often get the opportunity for multi-ball, you can use the robot every day if you have your own robot.
Produce by starting your stroke below the ball and brushing your racket tangentially against the ball at or above its equator or in an upward and forward motion. You can impart more topspin onto the ball if you use a fast stroke action, a tangentially brushing action of your rubber on the ball above the equator, a reverse rubber with friction properties. Serve can be performed from the server backhand corner, although it is also common to use this serve from the middle of the table. The type of side spin put on the ball will tend to make the receiver return go towards the server forehand. Most servers are looking to hit a powerful forehand attack from the forehand side of the table. The use of side spin helps the server to control the likely place.
Irregular table tennis drills. Once a player has reached a good technical ability, their focus should shift away from the systematic training into semi-irregular and irregular training exercises. If a player has developed what I call the foundations, the basic 4 strokes to high level, that player may be damaging their potential dramatically due to continuously performing regular exercises. We develop by continuously pushing the boundaries and giving our brain challenges and problems to solve. By challenging our brain, we develop at a much faster rate. We are hardly challenged by regular training, and it does not resemble a real game situation. So, why do we persist in doing it?
Side spin serve is produced by brushing your racket tangentially against the ball in a sideways motion. depending on whether your racket moves to the left or to the right. You import different side spin. You can import more side spin onto the ball if you use the fast stroke action and a tangentially brushing action of your rubber on the ball. However, side spin is often imported in addition to top spin or back spin. That means many strokes played with side spin will either be top spin or side spin combined or back spin and side spin combined. Forehand top spin is one of the most important attacking stroke in the table tennis. You can use this stroke to attack pushes, chops, and long backspin serve. The key to stroke is brushing the ball with your back moving more upward rather than forward. The more you brush the ball, the more spin you will generate on the ball. It's very constant way of attacking as you lift the ball up over the net and the spin brings the ball back on your opponent's side of the table. It can be very challenging for your opponent to return, as they have to deal with both speed and spin. If they attempt to block and don't close their bath angle enough, the ball will often shoot off the end of the table. Forehand top spin. Whether you're brand new to tennis or you have played recreationally and want to get better, learn a topspin forehand is a great place to start. A topspin or forward spin forehand allows you to hit a lot harder as the topspin closes the balls to dive down quicker than gravity alone. These allow control with power, which should be the goal of every tennis player. Fast push serve. In order to serve fast, you have to hit the ball pretty hard. But if you hit the ball hard and make contact too high above the table, you are going to shoot the ball down into the table and it is going to bounce back up high and probably end up going long.